So I'm out here, it's day 2 on the bucket we started yesterday, and I'm gonna start bucket number 2 today so that it'll be a day behind and able to feed the second day we wanna do fermented feed. So let's check on our bucket. Okay, so here is day 2 on bucket number 1, and you can see that we've got kind of a foamy appearance. This is part of the fermentation process. We've got lots of bubbles. We're gonna scrape off this top layer, and we're going to see if we need to add any water today and see where the state of the food is at. Oh, look at that, that looks so good. Like our process is going pretty good. Gonna go ahead and give that food a little bit of stir here. You can see that the pelleted food is breaking down. One of the reasons, or one of the benefits rather, to fermenting your food is that there's a lot of nutrients in the food that the chickens don't actually absorb as it goes through our body. It's kind of like when we take supplements. There's fillers and things that don't allow your body to completely absorb all of the nutrients. By fermenting the food, you're kind of breaking it down one step ahead of time for them, and that way when they actually eat it, they're gonna get way more nutrition out of their food than if they just ate it in the original pellet packed form. You can see here that the bubbles are starting to come up. You see them popping, that's what we want. This is what you're looking for in the fermentation process. Looks like I may need to add just a little bit of water, so we'll add some water to this bucket today to make sure that it's got plenty. And we're gonna get started on bucket number 2. Okay, so bucket number 2 has its 20 cups of feed. We're gonna get started on adding our water and then our apple cider vinegar with mother that we talked about yesterday, and then we're gonna add our salt. And while I'm doing that, I'll talk about the benefits of fermenting your feed for your chickens. So benefits of fermenting chicken feed include improving digestion. The fermentation process begins breaking down feed before your chickens eat it, making the nutrients easier to absorb, as I mentioned a little earlier. The better nutrient absorption allows the chickens to get more vitamins, minerals, and protein from the same amount of feed. It also may reduce consumption because they're utilizing nutrients more efficiently. Many flock owners find that their chickens actually eat less overall. The expansion of the food from fermenting also fills them up sooner and quicker. It supports gut health. Fermented feed contains beneficial bacteria that can help maintain a healthy digestive system. It also improves immunity. A healthier gut often supports a very strong immune system. You have less feed waste. Chickens tend to be less likely to scratch fermented feed out, and like they do with dry feed, it tends to waste quite a bit of the dry food. So this will reduce that loss, that feed waste. It may lead to healthier feathers and appearance. A lot of people report that fermented feed shows up in improved feather quality and overall condition because the chickens are receiving better nutrition from the feed. It can help during hot weather. Here in Florida, this is a bonus, especially during the summer. The extra moisture in fermented feed contributes to an increase in hydration during these warmer months. So that is, for us, one of the best benefits in making sure that our chickens stay hydrated. It also has a potential for improved egg production and egg quality. Many backyard flock owners do report that the shells are stronger and you get more consistent laying at times where you would normally not have consistent laying, whether it be weather or stress or just the time of year. We all know that the chickens go through different laying levels throughout the year. So this will help kind of improve that, if not maintain that.
And it also reduces anti-nutrients in grains. Fermentation can help break down compounds that would interfere with that nutrient absorption, which I also mentioned earlier. And a few things to remember as well is that fermented feed is not a complete replacement for fresh water. So even though it helps improve hydration, you definitely want to make sure that your chickens have continued access to fresh water. It should smell slightly sour, yeasty, or like fresh sourdough, but it should not start smelling rotten or moldy. If it does, it means that something went wrong in the fermentation process and you're going to want to start over and not use that particular bucket with feed. You want to remove any feed that develops mold or an unpleasant odor. So in my first video, I mentioned scraping off the things that float to the top. This would be one reason to get rid of those items. Especially if you're doing grain, you won't see that in your pelleted feed, but you will see that in grain. You also want to introduce it gradually if your flock has never had fermented feed before. And this is one of the reasons that we're going to be doing the process that we're doing. We're starting with a small amount. We want to see how they do and actually kind of see exactly how much we need to be fermenting. So that is one really good suggestion in starting the ferment process. So overall, what we are hoping to find and what has been reported by the farms that we researched is cleaner feed pans, less waste, better hydration, healthier droppings, happy chickens that get really excited and come running when they see the fermented feed bucket coming. Though they love to run to us for the treats that we give, so I am hoping that they will do the same with this. So we now have bucket number 1 and bucket number 2, and we're gonna have to wait and see how this goes in a few days.